I broke up with my girlfriend on Christmas because of her family.
Huh?
Hey everybody, welcome back. Just wanted to wish you a nice little happy holiday from all of us. Hope you're having a splendid time, and if you needed a break from your own family drama, here are some stories that will make you feel better about your situation. Oh, hopefully. I'm growling. My stomach is growling. Okay, I'm of Indigenous descent. I do perform at powwows and sing too. My girlfriend is white, so is her family, except for her brother-in-law. He's African American. This is my first Christmas with them and my girlfriend. Been together a year and a half. There's a bit of backstory. So, I went to girlfriend's family gathering for Christmas yesterday. And while it was there, it comes up that I dance and sing at powwows. Conversation starts off innocent enough, but I get that feeling that people of color sometimes get when these sort of talks come up.
I have a bad feeling about this.
And I know that something offensive is about to go down. Oh my God. Okay. There are about 15 grown people there and 4 children. So I'm fielding questions and statements like, do the words mean anything? Or is it just gibberish? Okay.
What the
I can hop too. How much Indigenous are you? And by the way, when I say the word Indigenous like that, I am saying it because a different word for Indigenous was used. I am Canadian and we don't use that word here. So I will correct what was said by the family when it comes up. And lastly, do you get money from the casino? New prop alert! Anyways, my girlfriend's uncle tells me to do an Indigenous chant and wants me to dance too. I said no. Then girlfriend's dad chimes in with a come on, do one. And then like 6 others start asking. I say it's just weird and I don't want to. Girlfriend's brother-in-law is staring at the floor, glancing over at me with a look that says, I'm so sorry. It's interesting that the one person that can relate to you in this moment knows exactly what's going on. It also probably means that he also has experience with this. He's probably gone through this with this particular group of people.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
After about 5 minutes of this crap, her uncle tells his kids to dance and sing like an Indigenous person. So there's 2 white children making Indigenous noises and jumping around the room. Girlfriend is laughing. I beg your finest pardon. And everyone is cheering for them. Me and the brother-in-law are staring in complete disbelief. Yeah, honestly, the fact that she laughed, bombastic side eye. Then they start in on me again. They can do it. Show them how it's actually done. I've had enough. I stand up and tell them I'm not their effing show monkey and they need to be more respectful of other cultures. Girlfriend just sits there. I'm sorry, why wasn't it the girlfriend that said this instead of just sitting there? She's been to at least 10 of my performances and claims to love my culture, and she not once defended me or it here. I look over at her and ask her to help me out here, and she sheepishly says,
they're just kidding around.
And I say, well, I'm not kidding around when I say we're done. Yeah, I don't blame you. How offensive. Her dad and uncle start saying something, and her sister says, that's not fair. And I start walking to the bedroom to get my crap to leave. While doing so, I forget that she drove her car, and I'm without transport to get 4 hours to my apartment. So I suck it up, go back out there while ex-girlfriend's grandma is telling everyone off. She was also not happy about what transpired. She's a goddamn saint of a woman. I'm really glad that someone else clocked it. And someone like a grandmother, like a matriarch, would definitely have weight. Their words have weight, you know? She's the one cooking for everybody, make no mistake. I say to ex-girlfriend, you need to take me home. Now, please. She's crying. Naturally. And her dad says, find your own way, you effing B-word. Yeah, no. Brother-in-law stands up and says, I'll do it. His wife tells him not to, and he says something like this was all too much, and he can't just leave me stranded. What a show. So, I get into his truck and I'm shaking. I'm still so friggin' pissed off. And he gets in, starts it up, and we're off. About 15 minutes down the road, he looks at me and said, bro, what the f***? And we start laughing. He tells me about what happened his first time meeting the family and all the stories thereafter, and honestly, I think I dodged a bullet. It's sad that he feels like he needs to put up with it, you know? So today I've been getting messages from my friends and mutual friends of my ex about how I'm an a-hole for breaking up with her in front of her family, cussing them all out and demanding they fly me back home. Fly has 4 question marks next to it. Apparently she's been feeding them all an extremely exaggerated event. Was she entirely forthcoming about what they were saying to make you break up with her in front of her family?
No, I don't think so.
I think the moment that you said you were uncomfortable should have been followed by some sort of apology. And like, obviously it's up to you whether or not an apology is warranted or, whatever. But it would have been nice if they understood that they took it too far, but they didn't. One asked me if I keyed her dad's car before I left. Like, what the f? Anyways, I've been feeling kind of bad for dumping her in front of her family. My adrenaline is still active and my nerves are all on end. Is what I did too much? I don't think so. Some people have a bandwidth for stuff like that and some people don't. It is no one's right to tell you how you should feel in a situation like that. If it is too much for you and you found it offensive, which it was, I'm only saying that because the brother-in-law doesn't seem to find it like as offensive, right? Like he's more like willing to put up with it, I guess. But like, it's a spectrum, right? Like not everybody's gonna be offended by everything and some people will be offended by things. And it's not up to anybody else whether or not they should be offended. How do I get my friends to believe that what I did was justified? I know she probably didn't mean what she did, but still, she's also been texting me trying to smooth things over, but I honestly don't see it, especially after lying to our friends. I think if you really care about like mending those relationships, you should like make it clear exactly what happened, your side of the story. And if they still don't see why you broke up with her, it's because they would also say and do similar things and they want like an excuse to do it. But also a part of me really does miss her. You miss the good parts of her. We've been holed up at my place for 11 months, getting to know almost everything about each other.
I'm confused.
I know me and most of her family are done even if we work this stuff out. It's a weird thing to love someone and then suddenly you have to tell yourself you don't anymore. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna give you whiplash for sure, but she didn't defend you at all in this moment. She seemed to enjoy it. I think the minute that you were uncomfortable and you said it wasn't okay, it shouldn't have been her grandmother or, her brother-in-law that stood up for you. It should have been your girlfriend, and she didn't do that. So just remember that the next time you contemplate getting back together with her. And by the way, you are right. Like, you're never gonna be able to be around her family. So cut your losses. F that noise. Her family's racist and she didn't stand up for you. You dodged a bullet. You don't know anyone at Performance, and I'd break up with someone treating me like a dancing monkey too. The fact that she doubled down and started lying about what happened shows you how much love and respect she has for you. And you wanna know why she doubled down and lied? Because she knows deep down that you had your reasons. Very good reasons for breaking up with her in front of her family. And she's embarrassed. Move on with a clear conscience and don't look back. You deserve someone who will stand up for you. Sending you love. And you deserve someone who also has a family that's accepting. You shouldn't have even been put in a situation like that at all. This family literally has no decorum, nor do they have any empathy at all. And it is true what they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Okay, so we do have an update. On New Year's Eve of that same year, I turned off my phone after my original post and immediately got hammered, passed out, woke up at 2 p.m. the next day, ordered some waffles, and built my dog a bed that she won't sleep in, whatever, I guess. Then got into my car and went to Best Buy to buy a PS5. They didn't have any, naturally. I mean, it's after Boxing Day, so yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Bought a new TV, got a Switch and some games, and I've been living the best effing life I could possibly be living. No phone, no internet, no social media, and honestly, no heartache. Finally turned my phone back on today to an absolute onslaught of texts, 15 missed calls, voicemails, Facebook messages, Twitter messages, and you name it. There was a message on my PlayStation for my brother even. I did respond to him to let him know I was fine and to tell our family not to worry. I was just dealing with it in my own way. The juicy bits are as follows. X is terribly sorry, and she doesn't condone what they did, but it is her family, and she didn't mean to laugh or whatever. She keeps trying to bait me to respond with things like, what about our history? We talked about having a family, basically trying everything. I will admit I did respond once and I said politely, please leave me alone. What we had was great. I enjoyed every bit of it as much as you claim you had, but that was absolutely horrific to watch, and watching you laugh at it was heartbreaking and abhorrent. We have no chance after what I experienced. But she has since messaged me a few more times. Then I think she finally realized it's over. Her dad or uncle, I'm not sure who, Texted me to apologize for what happened. Never responded. Probably won't. This should never have even happened, but the time to apologize would have been the night of. Her grandma added me on Facebook, that goddamn sweetheart. She's like 80 and posted the night this all happened that she's never been so disappointed on a holiday. Then has been spamming the newsfeed with Indigenous history stuff and making a big long post on the anniversary of Wounded Knee that was absolutely beautiful. I'm talking with her about her granddaughter. She thinks I should give her another shot. I told her it's honestly not something I want to deal with right now. She gets it though. Well, at least you made a new friend. Our friend group has basically been split down the middle. Half think I should have waited until Christmas was over to break up, and the other half don't really give a crap anymore, I guess. There are a few friends I did explain what happened, and that went about as smooth as bricks sideways. They refused to believe she would just sit there and do nothing. But then why would you just like walk out like that?
Stupid.
Despite screenshots of her literally saying she was sorry for laughing and not doing anything. So they're gone. Good riddance. Done with them. Some of my closer pals told me they never trusted her, and I asked why, and they said it's because she called fry bread lefse one time. So fry bread is a flatbread from Native American cuisine, and lefse is a Norwegian soft flatbread. So she mistook the two. Other than that, our friends are all filled in from what happened on both sides. Whatever they decide, it is what it is. The real hero of this situation is the brother-in-law. I showed him the post and he had a few things to say. One, he said F the guy who called him the N-word or something. Yeah, F that guy. Two, he says that him and his wife are actually in the middle of a divorce, but we're trying to reconcile before going through with it because they have a child together. Interesting. So he actually wasn't okay with putting up with it. I'm sure there's other problems, but you know, this is the stuff of divorce. Like I'm telling you, this is the stuff of breakups. Three, he said, thanks for all the MVP acknowledgement. He says he couldn't just leave a brother hanging like that. I learned that he's a quarter Choctaw. And lastly, he says he hates racism as much as the next decent person, but love is a crazy, beautiful, fickle, wonderful B word. What are you gonna do? This was honestly nuts. This is honestly nuts. Do you feel better about your Christmas now? Yeah, that's what I thought. I love how Christmas just comes with like so much drama, inevitably. Don't worry, it's not that bad, guys. You can go back for eggnog now. Wait, not yet. At the end of the video, you can.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
My boyfriend won't try on his Christmas present. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty freaking angry and I'm basically only here for a whinge and a moan. Are you British? If a mellowed out soul wants to give me some advice, that might be helpful though, because I currently want nothing more than to punt the bastard off a cliff. It's funny how I can read something and fully tell that it was someone from the UK or like Australia. I'm 27 and he's 33. Together for 4 years. We have artsy hobbies and we usually like to make each other a handmade gift for Christmas. We usually enjoy it, but honestly this last year, he's constantly at my house, leaving his hair under my toilet seat. Sorrows, prayers. Whinging about Boris Johnson. There it is. And doing my Sweden. I saw an advert for Dogs Trust about how Milo, the Doberman, is going to spend Christmas alone this year, and I'm jealous of the Anyways, I sew as a hobby. For Christmas, I thought it would be nice to make my boyfriend a blazer. He asked for one for his birthday. But I couldn't get fabric for his birthday this year. I've made blazers before, but the materials I bought this time were not cheap. So I made sure I knew what I was doing, and I got some of the leftover fabric for my last project and made a mock-up / prototype to make sure it was right. For the last 3 days, I've been sewing about 80 different tiny little invisible pockets and invisible seams and buttonholes, but now I've got a pretty decent mock-up of what I want the real blazer to look like. I just wanted to check it fits him properly, so I asked him to take 10 minutes to try it on so I could make sure. I don't know what his problem is, but he decided that instead of trying it on so I can check if it fits like I asked, he would start a row with me. By the way, for those that don't speak British, a row is a fight. Thank you. A row because the fabric I made the trial blazer out of has flowers on it. For real right now. No. And was at some point in the week pinned to my mannequin, who is a woman. Don't say it, please. He won't put it on. Oh my God. Because it has flowers on it? Oh my God. Oh, that's so stupid. He's telling me he won't put it on even though he knows I'm the only one who's gonna see it. I wish I was joking. Actually, no, I don't, because the girls and I are having a right giggle about it. I don't know what he wants, but if he thinks that after I've spent 200 pounds on materials to make this effing blazer, I'm gonna trot my arse down to the craft shop to spend another tenner on a roll of plain fabric because he wants a mock-up that doesn't have flowers on it so he can get on his bike and ride it to Timbuktu. I mean it. He's been playing up like a freaking imbecile for weeks now. I'm sick of his BS. I'm not gonna coddle him and pretend that what he's asking for is reasonable. He's weird. That is so weird. Okay, so we were like at a friend's place the other day and her husband is like,
I'm a man, big strong man.
you know, he pours concrete and he actually poured concrete earlier that day. And we were kind of sitting around having a girls' night and like we were all kind of putting on these like funny little masks or whatever, you know, the like skincare masks. And we made him put one on and he like didn't want it on his face. It was like a battle to have him put it on his face. And like I guarantee you it was a similar kind of thing.
So that's gay. That's gay.
No, babe, it's not. Skincare is not for women. It's for everybody. But it's actually so funny how weird some men get about it. The fact that you're making it weird makes me question it, you know? Just be comfortable. Who cares? Nobody's gonna see you. I did film a little video of him just for safekeeping. I won't post it or anything. It's just, he had a face mask and I put it with that like Ed Gein sound that was going viral on TikTok. Oh, so funny. The reason why I bring that up is because it's like, it's funny. It's funny because there's a lot of men who feel this way. He did have the mask on. He just felt a little uncomfortable wearing it. So I'll give him that. He let us play dress up for like a little bit. We played spa for like a little bit and then he got tired of it. But you went through all this trouble to make him a blazer and he just has to put it on for like a couple of seconds so that you can find out whether or not it fits and you can make adjustments so that you can give him the blazer that he actually wants. You've spent hours on this and he won't put it on for even a second? Nah, buddy. I'd be questioning it. If you're that uncomfortable, like why are you that uncomfortable with your own masculinity? I'm just saying. I talked with my therapist about this and he talked about a reasonable way to resolve this conflict. Currently, I have come up with 1, shag his da, and then go on the Jeremy Kyle show to tell him. 2, make him sleep in the car and then have the car towed off the pier. Okay, cool. Yes, very reasonable. 3, give him a card and Snickers bar for Christmas. Wait for him to complain, then chuck his clothes out the upstairs window while the neighbors watch. I'm open to more suggestions if you can think of anything better. A nice little Christmas sweater that says, I'm gay on it. You know, just like a rainbow sweater that says I'm gay. And then you break up with him. I'm not saying that to shame him. I'm saying that because he seems to find it so unbelievably offensive. Okay, some other suggestions. You should finish up the flowered blazer without a fitting and give it to him on Christmas too. And maybe add some lace and bows. OP responded, I do like that idea. Tell him I knew it was inappropriate to ask him to wear something like that without a matching clutch bag. Yeah, this guy has like an insanely fragile ego, very fragile masculinity. It's not that deep, fellas. It really isn't. OP made one final comment / update on the same day, and she said, his stuff is packed and by the door. He knew I was a cold B word when he got with me. I didn't know he was a man-child until I had to lock myself in a house with him. I think I deserve some slack. Oh man, that was a good one. That was a very good story. Yeah, it's not just the fragile masculinity for me, it's the blatant disregard for how hard she worked to make something for him. Blazers are no joke. The tailoring is no joke. It takes a very, very long time and a lot of skill to be able to make a blazer, and he didn't value that. He was more worried about his fragile masculinity than he was about his girlfriend doing a really, really nice thing for him.
Gay.
Am I the a-hole for telling my friend that proposing is not a suitable Christmas present? I have a friend who I'll be calling Harry. Harry and I have known each other for over a decade. We're in our early 30s. He was part of my own wedding party, and 99 times out of 100, he's an all-around great guy. Harry has been dating his girlfriend for around 4 years. She is an absolute diamond and brings out all of the best qualities in him. A couple of weeks ago, Harry confided in me that he was planning to propose to his partner over Christmas. She's very family focused and he's setting it up so his parents unexpectedly visit them. They're doing Christmas with her family this year. Early in the morning, and he will propose during present opening in front of his and her parents, and her siblings, and their partner's kids. Oh, okay, love that. Yeah. When chatting about arrangements a couple of days ago, Harry made a throwaway comment about the engagement, saving him some time in relation to the rest of his Christmas shopping. I asked him what he meant, and he said that since he was proposing, he hadn't planned to get his partner anything else for Christmas. Did we plan it like this?
Oh, you know what? I'll just propose on Christmas so I don't have to get her anything else.
Side eye. why. I said that the two were not mutually exclusive, and when I got engaged, albeit not at Christmas, my husband still got me a birthday present the following month. It's not like oh, well, I got you this ring, so I never have to get you anything else for the rest of your life. No. That's not how it works. Harry raised that the ring was costing him more than several usual Christmas and birthday presents combined, which is true, but it's not the case that he's scraping together every last penny to buy it either. And there is absolutely money to spare for a couple of gifts that he'd usually get his partner. So interesting to note that. So he can afford it. He can afford both. It is not a matter of he can't come up with the money to do both. I also pointed out that since he's hoping to surprise her with the proposal, that it would be obvious that something was afoot if there were no presents for her from him under the tree. I mean, that's a good point, but I don't think that that's the most important point. We went back and forth for a while, with Harry continuing to take the stance that getting engaged is definitely a gift. It exists outside the realm of like a gift. I said that it was all well and good, but that his girlfriend will absolutely have bought him gifts that he will both appreciate and use, and that an engagement is in no way the same kind of exchange in that sense. Additionally, while his partner is in no way materialistic, she is someone who appreciates the give and take of mutual present exchanges like Christmas, white elephants, etc. Okay, so like when is the proposal gonna even happen? Because if it's gonna happen before Christmas morning, right? Christmas morning during present opening. So you're gonna propose and then he's gonna open presents and then she's not gonna have any presents. I do think that it would be good to get her something else. Just like, it doesn't have to be much. Like, don't get her socks, but like, you know, because if you weren't proposing on Christmas, you would be getting her both. Right? Listen, some people might not feel some type of way about it. But on the off chance she does, or she would, let's get her something else, okay? Just to make sure that she wouldn't feel weird about not getting any other gifts. He doesn't feel weird about it, but that doesn't matter. What matters is her. We didn't have a major fight or anything like that about this. But Harry said that he's probably not going to share more about the engagement with me because I have differing views. I mean, all you're doing is trying to prevent him from like putting his foot in his mouth. To be honest, like I would feel taken aback by that. I don't want to be a stubborn old fool on something I'm clearly wrong about. So I would appreciate the view of internet strangers on this. So some comments are, you know, kind of pointing out he shouldn't propose to her in front of others. And OP responded, getting engaged in front of family would suit his partner to a T. This is definitely something she would want based on previous conversations, okay? And then someone said you shouldn't involve yourself too much in your friend's life. The entire discussion lasted maybe 5 minutes while we were having a drink, including Harry saying he's not gonna bring it up with me anymore. In no way have I told him point blank to do or not do something, and we've spoken civilly on other topics since. I'd hope that everyone has a friend or two who will be honest with them if they think they're in the wrong, to be frank. My question here is centered on the proposal as the gift, not on if I'm a bad friend. I actually think that you're trying to save him from making a potentially really awkward decision. And like, there's a couple of things that could go wrong. She could feel weird about it, about not having any other gifts, but not just that. Her family is going to be there, and your family. So even if she doesn't show it, or she kind of just hides it or whatever, what if the rest of her family feel some type of way about her not getting a gift from you other than the engagement ring? You're not a bad friend. I think that you're saving him from making a really bad decision, and I really hope he doesn't go through with it in this sense. It's a really easy fix. All he has to do is just get her something else, like something small, something thoughtful. It doesn't have to be expensive, but let's see what everybody else had to say. Not the a-hole. I think the idea they're proposing is a gift from him to her, as opposed to a mutually joyful step forward for both of them, is a bit distasteful. Yeah, I think that the two, proposing and a Christmas gift, they're not the same thing. It's not like a,
Oh, here's a present.
no.
You get me for the rest of your life.
No, it's not the same thing. Yeah, I think most couples don't care much about gifts, to be honest, but to call it a gift is sort of implying that you're gifting the privilege of being engaged to you. What about the reverse? Shouldn't he ask her to give him no gifts?
You got me.
Since if she says yes, she's gifting him that privilege. Got a point. Your gift is me. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with not the a-hole on this. I don't think you're a bad friend at all. I think that you're trying to save him. Honestly, if my partner did this, it would take away the joy of the engagement a little bit and make me think twice about him. And you're stopping that from happening. We're trying to. So no, in my eyes, you're not the a-hole. And that's all for now. Subscribe!